Welcome to Cooking Up Louisiana Treasures. I'm Chef Celeste, and on our show, we're going to take you from farm to table. We're going to teach you all about Louisiana specialty crops. And on this episode, we are talking hot peppers and figs. Watching. I'm Chef Celeste, and you're watching Cooking Up Louisiana Treasures, where we take you across our great state of Louisiana to show you our specialty crops and show you how they're grown, where you can buy them, and what you can do with them in the kitchen. On today's show, we're talking hot peppers and figs. So let's kick things off in Oberlin, Louisiana.
We're in a small community of Swallow, Louisiana, east of Oberlin, about 6 miles. We grow peppers, we grow tomatoes, we grow peas, squash, cucumbers, a little bit of everything.
It takes between 70 and 80 days to take a pepper from seed to harvest. Peppers mature typically in June, and with a little TLC, do pretty well into the fall.
Peppers really do good in the fall. If you can keep them alive during the heat of the summer, they'll really come on during the fall. You get a little fertilizer to them, and they'll make really well. We put the wire baskets on them, try to hold them up. So a lot of these peppers, they say they get 30 inches. Well, you can see mine's a lot taller than 30 inches. So, but we just try to keep them watered when needed. You don't want to overwater them. But we water when needed and run a little fertilizer through there about every 2 weeks.
Peppers come in a range of colors, sizes, and temperatures, many of which Tony grows on his farm.
We have the Chichimeca jalapeno. It's about a third less heat than the normal jalapeno. And we have the Biscayne, which is a yellow banana type pepper with thin wall, good for frying. People around here like to stuff them. These are cayenne peppers. This is the large cayenne. They make a smaller one. This is the large. It's the one my customers like. If you let them get red, mature to a red, they seem to be a little bit hotter. We have the Big Bertha long bell pepper, which is the longest bell pepper that there is. We have I have the touchdown bell pepper, which is a big stuffing type bell pepper. I have people around here call them Fontenot peppers. The actual name is Giant Marconis, and people like them. They like to stuff them. People like to put them on the grill. If you let them get good and ripe and red, they're sweeter, and people like to put them on the grill just as is, or some of them like to stuff them. These peppers, the walls are not real thick. They're real sweet pepper.
Tony and farmers like him sell their crops to folks that stop by the farm and direct to consumers at local farmers markets.
We try to get out and sell the stuff directly to the customer, and they come out and they like to know where their food comes from. You know, they want to know what kind of pepper you have, or what kind of tomato you have, or whatever you're selling. They want to know the name of it and where it came. They just like to know what they're getting.
So now that we know where our hot peppers came from, it's time to cook with them on this edition of Cooking Up Louisiana Treasures.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix the beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw in the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back. I'm Chef Celeste, and you're watching this episode of Cooking Up Louisiana Treasures. And we're going to talk to our guest today, Dr. Mike Strain. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
And we're talking today about figs and hot peppers.
Well, when you think about Louisiana, you know, many people have fig trees, and my brother has one that's been in our family now for 3 generations. And it's huge and produces a lot of figs. You know, in the rural countryside, there's generally fig trees on all the farms.
I have a baby fig tree.
You have a baby fig tree. You have to take care of it. You really have to nurture that fig tree, but it will produce a tremendous amount of figs. And there's so many things you can do with figs, as you know, as we have seen. You know, everything, you know, from just eating them raw to cooking with figs to making preserves, and they're very, very delicious and of course quite nutritious. And when you talk about peppers, you know, when you can grow so many peppers so quickly at home.
Who knew we had such a variety here?
Oh, there's tremendous variety. You know, everything, you know, from your different colored, you know, peppers, and you can get your red, your green, your yellows, and then of course your bell peppers, and of course, you know, if you were like those habanero, you know, peppers, those. And then, so when you look and you think of Louisiana, what do you think about? You think about pepper sauce. Think about all of our pepper sauces and how they are unique here. They're a staple. You can't think of red beans and rice without pepper sauce. And you can grow these peppers at home, and you can grow a lot of peppers and just take, instead of a potted plant.
So they can buy the seeds here or the plant?
Absolutely.
In
you can
Louisiana
buy the plants or the seeds, and you can get them at your local feed store. You can even at your local garden center or your big boxes. And what you might be surprised is that we often take and put food products like peppers out in amongst our ornamentals. Now, in years gone by, that was a way that you did for disease control or bug control. You planted food products in between ornamentals. And so, but some people come and say, that is a beautiful plant. What is it? I said, well, that's a bell pepper.
Well, who knew? All right, when rinsing your hot peppers, you want to remove all the soil and make sure that you either wash your hands thoroughly afterwards or you wear gloves. Just take them and set them over to the side and make sure you get all down in here and just get all of the soil off of there. Some of it may want to stick to it, but just give it a good scrub. In cool water. Remember, anything that you clean in hot water, you're basically cooking. So you want to use cool water all the time and not running hard because you don't want to bruise these. They are so gorgeous. You want to just take them and get them nice and clean. And then they are ready for stuffing. They are ready for your pepper jellies or whatever you want to use. And speaking of that, if you're going to do pepper jellies or your oils or vinegars, make sure that they are dry. You don't want to add the moisture from water into any of those applications. It will shorten the lifespan of the product that you're making. So make sure you have these nice, clean, let them dry. Air dry is better, because if you pat dry with a towel or something like that, you're just adding more to the pepper. So you want to just let it air dry. Shake off any excess. Let's get to this baby here. Shake that off. Put it on the end. It's as simple as that. You are ready for your application. Okay, now what we're going to do, folks, first off, we are making our pepper vinegar. That is a Louisiana staple in most homes. So you're going to clean your peppers and let them air dry. It's very important, because when you're doing this here, the tendency a lot of times would be just to put the peppers in a jar, pour the vinegar or the oil over there, and then let it set. But then you find that it'll start to mold really easily. So you want to clean your peppers, then you heat your vinegar. So into the vinegar, I'm going to add a little bit of Cajun seasoning, because I love the flavor of that. I'm going to put a pinch of my sea salt in here also. And I have a combination of apple cider vinegar cane vinegar and regular white vinegar. You can use just one of them if you like, but you should know me not by now. I like to use a variety of things. I see, let me see here. Yeah, oh, you knew exactly what I was going to say.
I already went for the first batch.
You don't want the leaves in here, but we have a combination of jalapenos going in here. We have cayenne peppers in here. We have some habaneros in there. And once your vinegar comes to a simmer, you turn that off, you let it cool a little bit, and then we're going to take that, Commissioner, let me see if I can pour some of this in here nice and neatly without making a mess. I did it. You put this in your jar.
Okay.
And you just keep piling those in there. And you put them. You can put these in jars and you refrigerate it. You can make sure you seal it properly. If you want to give it for gifts, use the water bath method where you seal it. You put it in boiling water, and the caps are gonna just pop, and you just give them on out there. Same with the oil. You heat the oil up, then you pour it over your peppers, and then you're all set and ready to go. So that's nice and easy. And I wanted to get that done first, because that way it can set and it's going to be really good and delicious and
how we do it,
flavorful. That's good. I think that's enough. Okay. Yeah. That look at that, folks.
Beautiful.
Can you imagine that in your favorite jar? It's not just for decoration. It's for you to eat. You can pull these peppers out if you're brave enough
to pull the peppers out
and eat them. Most people, you're just going to use the vinegar off of it. And when the vinegar's gone, you can do the same process over again and reuse the peppers as many times as you need to until you just can't taste the heat from it anymore.
A dark vinegar?
I used a combination. I used the white vinegar, the cane vinegar, and apple cider vinegar because I like the combination of all three. So you get in there, you make it nice and simple. You have your own pepper vinegar, your own pepper oil.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Okay, now we're going to move on to figs right now.
Okay.
We're going to make some fig corn fritters. Yes. So this is like eating a pancake, except for you're making it with stone ground cornmeal. Okay. Added some honey into my figs. I have that on the pot. In the pot on the stove. I'm going to put that on high. So I'm going to move it to the front. And that's going to cook down and make some syrup. I like sweet stuff. And Louisiana honey is the best. So I'm going to take this here. In here we have our cornmeal, flour, salt, baking powder. So let me put that in here. And a little bit of sugar because we want it nice and sweet.
Okay.
So stir that blend everything together. Okay. So, if you don't have a sifter at home, the old-fashioned sifter, that's how you blend everything together. You just whisk it like you're whipping up some eggs, and it just blends it together. So now I am going to add some, keep stirring.
What, about a cup and a half?
About a cup and a half of milk.
Okay.
I'm going to add about a cup of eggs. Stir.
Sure.
Do I need to say my usual line, stir like you know what you're doing? Because you know what you're doing.
I understand.
Okay, then I'm going to slice some figs. I want some fresh figs going in here also. I love these things. So if you can brace yourself not to eat all the figs.
That's kind of hard to do.
It really is. Before you can use them in your application, then you're on to something. Let me know how you do that. But we actually had to purchase extra figs because
How's that?
That looks
That
amazing.
looks good.
Okay, now I'm
Now
gonna
some
add
egg?
we have the egg in there.
Oh, okay.
We have everything in there that we need for the makings
Gotcha.
of this wonderful
Okay.
fig. And I'm going to load it up with the
basically
figs.
cutting them in half or cutting them in 3 pieces?
Now, let me tell you what happened when I was at the market. I was doing my shopping, and I did not see the figs. And a young man came in, and he had 2 cartons of figs. I was like, can I have some of your figs? And he gave me that look like, I don't want you to have them, but
So you
I'll
thought he
share.
was selling them, but he was buying them, right?
Well, he was buying them, but I was going to buy some of his. And he reluctantly, he said, you know, okay, but you know, they do have them outside, as in go get your own.
Go get your own.
So I ran out, and every place I saw figs, I was like, I want 2, I want 2. So these are great. That is good. You want to put that in the sink?
I do.
Now, if you can look in here, you see how with the stirring, you're breaking up the figs and it's distributed throughout here. So we're just going to take a nice dollop, put it down on the
Put a
grill.
little olive oil there?
Got a little bit of olive oil on there, and that's blood orange olive oil, because you know I'm not going to do anything just regular. So we put that there. We'll let those go for a little bit. I'm going to put 4 of them on here and let these cook. And our figs in the pot are moving along nicely.
Now, could you substitute a pecan oil if you have some?
You can substitute. Oh, you giving me pecan oil?
I will.
Okay.
I do owe you some pecan oil.
Yes. Remember, on the next episode, we want to see my bottle of pecan oil.
I will bring your pecan oil.
So since I put you on the spot, yes, we will use pecan oil. So we're going to put this on here. Oh, this smells amazing. I wish you could smell it. Smell it. You smell it?
Oh, that is good.
Yeah, that is good. Okay, so we have that.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to make a fig loaf.
A fig loaf.
Fig loaf.
There you go.
Fig and corn fritter
You're going to put that
loaf.
in the oven?
We're going to put that in the oven. We're going to put that in the sink. Look at what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. In the oven.
In the oven.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's it. Simple. Figs. Don't just take them off the tree, eat them whole like that. Make a syrup. Make your corn fritters with that. Make a cake. Make fig bread. Whatever you choose to do, just enjoy these delicacies that we grow here in Louisiana.
My name is Judy Myhand. I'm an instructor in the School of Nutrition and Food Sciences at LSU. Today's nutrition segment is on hot chili peppers. Chili peppers are the hot cousin of bell peppers and sweet peppers. There are so many kinds of hot chili peppers: Anaheim, cayenne, jalapeno, bird's eye, serrano, and poblano, Thai, habanero, to name a few. They can be consumed fresh or dried or even smoked. Chipotle is a dried smoked jalapeno that I use in vegetarian chili beans because it gives that smoky taste usually contributed by smoked meat without adding the extra calories and sodium from smoked meat. For a nutritious boost to your next pot of beans, add fresh diced chili peppers. The vitamin C and antioxidants in the peppers improves the absorption of the iron in the beans and rice. The seeds in the peppers are a good source of nutrients and fiber. Chili peppers are an excellent source of vitamin C and other antioxidants. Even the seeds are nutritious and add fiber to your diet. So, add some spicy heat and good nutrition to the next dish you prepare by adding some hot chili peppers.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw on the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Now, Commissioner, we are going to stuff some peppers since we have all these beautiful peppers.
Okay.
But what I want to do, I want to take the seeds out of there. So I made a slit and I actually cut out a little section of it.
Okay.
Then I'm going to take the seeds out because it won't be as hot. So the key thing to remember when you are de-seeding any of the peppers, clean your hands thoroughly because you don't want to wipe your eyes or your face or anything like that because it will burn. So into the stuffing, can you set this over to the side for me?
Okay, got it.
We are going to have figs, shrimp, sausage, garlic. I'm going to add some fresh breaded okra in here. That's going to be our binder. We're going to add a little bit of...
little feta.
Feta makes it better.
Feta makes it better.
Yes. And you know what? That's it.
Okay.
The market sausage is already spicy enough. And the figs are going to give it a little bit of sweetness. The okra is going to give you that breading texture in there that you want on the inside when you're stuffing something. So, I'm going to take the trusty spoon, put that in here, and mind you folks, the shrimp is already cooked. Everything that I'm putting in here is cooked already, so that's number one. If you're not going to put it in the oven,
And
it
the
needs to
shrimp
be
was cooked
pre-cooked.
and seasoned.
It was cooked and seasoned beforehand, so that's it. You can put this on the barbecue pit. You can put these in the oven and smother it. And just remember, if you don't want it too hot, use a milder flavor on your peppers. If you want it really, really hot, then you can use these here. But let me show you this one. This is a habanero. Be very careful with that. It is extremely hot. And I've actually made that mistake before of putting that on a plate. And you assume that people know what it is, but a lot of people don't know. So
Is that the one that takes your voice away?
It takes everything away. So just because it's nice and pretty, don't just sit it on the plate. But we're gonna let this cook like this here, but look how gorgeous that is.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And you can do that on a barbecue grill.
You can do it on the pit. Figs are a sweet fruit that grow well along the Gulf Coast. Here in Louisiana, figs are the most popular fruit grown by locals in their backyard. That's the case for Alan Book, who has a fig orchard at his home near Opelousas.
The trees here are 9 years old, and they put out gallons and gallons, buckets and buckets. I've never counted how many figs in a gallon bucket, but in one day on my smallest tree over here, I picked 4 gallons, and Roselia, who drove all the way over from Houston to visit family in Eunice and stop by, she picked a half a gallon. So that was one day. It depends on how much rain there is.
Fig trees grow best with lots of rain. Mulch around the base of a fig tree helps to hold that moisture for optimal growth.
Typically by mid-May, you'll start to see a few ripe figs. Not this year. We had so much rain and so much cloudy weather that people called, and I kept telling them maybe 2 more weeks, 2 more weeks. By the end of June, I had given up. We had had so much cloudy weather through June that the trees just continued to put on figs. So there was a mass of little small fruit, but nothing got over about ½ inch in diameter. In the first week of July, I walked along and I'd pick a little handful, not even a serving. The next week of July, they exploded. Half the crop was ready the first week. By the second week, 3/4 of it was ready. They just came in all at once. There were folks come out here to pick. They're holding a bucket and picking with one hand, and I would explain to them, set your bucket down because you can fill it right here off of these few limbs. You don't have to move. And twice as fast because you're using both hands.
This came off of the same area right here. Why is this one overripe and these two are not?
Because they mature one at a time. See, this one's going to be next.
Okay.
and then that one will follow. And there's a little bud up here. If we keep getting rain, we'll finally make a fig here in a month, maybe.
Oh, nice.
If it rains.
Okay.
It hasn't rained in a month and plus. We've had about 1.5 inches.
Oh, wow. So from this stage here, if it rains, it'll take about 30 days. And then these will be more or less?
That might be 3 weeks right there.
Okay. How fast a fig ripens is controlled by the weather. However, the weather is not the only thing that affects a crop of figs.
Birds get to them, and actually, with all the woods I have around here, I have honeybees that come in and eat more figs than the birds.
I need to get honey from you. You'll find many varieties of figs grown here in Louisiana. Some have more memorable names than others.
I've had folks tell me these are LSU purples.
Really?
Yeah. Now the purple is much better
We'll find out.
than if it's tan. Yeah.
I am so happy right now. I can just stay here all day. I love figs.
You can add them to meat dishes. I think that's more Middle Eastern. But most people simply preserve them to make jams, or maybe as a side for a dessert, as a whole fig. My mother made them into strawberry jam, and I love that. And there are quite a few people that come out here, even in Louisiana, and they make strawberry fig preserves.
Visit www.louisianagrown.com to find a pick your own farm near you, or pick yourself up some fresh figs the next time you're at your local farmer's market. Commissioner, we've done a lot with peppers and figs. So I'm going to make you a plate, but we started off with what? Our pepper vinegar?
We made our pepper vinegar there, and it's beautiful.
Exactly. Then we actually have some stuffed bell peppers, but we didn't really feature that because you should know by now how to make stuffed bell peppers. Then we have our nice stuffed hot peppers here.
Which we grilled.
We have shrimp in here, we have sausage in there, but let's move over to these fritters. They are nice and beautiful. We put some figs on top, and I just cannot wait to cut into one of these here. Look at that. You can see the fig on the inside. And since I like to watch people eat it.
Thank you.
And I'm going to make you a plate. Yes. So, folks, it is so easy. Get in there, cook. We made the nice fig syrup. So everything is just nice and simple. Get in the kitchen. And again, look at this beautiful spread. Make sure you check out our website, cookinguplouisianatreasures.com, and take the survey.
That's right. And we also want to thank Acadian Kitchen and Bath for letting us work here today.
Isn't it
It's such a beautiful setting and with this wonderful equipment. But look at everything we did in just a short period of time. We have our okra, which was stuffed in. We have our fig and corn.
That's right. We have
beautiful
everything.
Stuffed bell
That's
peppers.
right. So check us out. We'll see you next time. You've been watching Cooking Up Louisiana Treasures. Watch more clips from the show online at cookinguplouisianatreasures.com. While you're there, take our quick survey and tell us how you use Louisiana specialty crops. It's all at cookinguplouisianatreasures.com. See you next time.